after declaring that the Omicron strain has weakened, and unprecedented public protests against a zero-COVID policy championed by President Xi Jinping, China abruptly shifted its COVID management protocols more than a week ago. Moving away from endless testing, lockdowns, and heavy travel restrictions, China is realigning with a world that has largely reopened to live with COVID. China has told its population of 1.4 billion to nurse their mild symptoms at home unless symptoms become severe, as cities across China brace for their first waves of infections. In Beijing, which has yet to report any COVID deaths since the policies changed on December 7th, sick workers have hit the staffing of services from restaurants and courier firms to its roughly 12 funeral parlors. "We've fewer cars and workers now," a staffer at Mian Funeral Home told Reuters, adding that there was a mounting backlog of demand for cremation services. "We've many workers who tested positive." It was not immediately clear if the struggle to meet the increased demand for cremation was due to a rise in COVID-related deaths. At Huairou Funeral Home, a body had to wait for 3 days before it could be cremated, a staffer said. "You can transport the body here yourself, it's been busy recently," the staffer said. China's health authority last reported COVID deaths on December 3rd. The Chinese capital last reported a fatality on November 23rd. Yet respected Chinese news outlet Caixin reported on Friday that 2 veteran state media journalists had died after contracting COVID-19 in Beijing, among the first known deaths since China dismantled most of its zero-COVID policies. And on Saturday, Caixin reported a 23-year-old medical student in Sichuan died of COVID on December 14th. Still, the National Health Commission on Saturday reported no change to its official COVID death tally of 5,235. China's abrupt lifting of its ultra-strict policies could cause over 1 million deaths through 2023, according to the US-based Institute of Health Metrics and Evaluation. Had those policies been lifted earlier, say on January 3rd this year, 250,000 people in China would have died, prominent Chinese epidemiologist Wu Zuinyo said on Saturday. As of December 5th, the proportion of seriously or critically ill COVID patients had dropped to 0.18% of reported cases, Wu said, from 3.32% last year and 16.47% in 2020. "This shows China's fatality rate is gradually falling," he said, without elaborating. It was unclear if the proportion of severely ill has changed since December 5th. Regular PCR testing and mandatory reporting of cases was scrapped on December 7th. Normal deaths. "There are long queues of hearses here, and it's hard to say when there'll be available slots," said a staffer at Dongjiao Funeral Home. Normal deaths, the staffer said, when asked if the deaths were COVID-related. The lack of reported COVID deaths for the past 10 days have stirred debate on social media over data disclosure, fueled also by a dearth of statistics over hospitalizations and the number of seriously ill. Why can't these statistics be found? What's going on? Did they not tally them or they just aren't announcing them? One netizen on Chinese social media asked. China stopped publishing asymptomatic cases from Wednesday, citing a lack of PCR testing among people with no symptoms that was making it difficult to accurately tally the total count. Official figures have become an unreliable guide as less testing is being done across the country, following the easing of zero-COVID policies. In Shanghai, more than 1,000 kilometers south of Beijing, local education authorities on Saturday told most schools to hold classes online starting on Monday, to cope with worsening COVID infections across China. In a sign of staffing crunches to come, Shanghai Disney Resort said on Saturday that entertainment offerings may reduce to a smaller workforce, although the theme park was still operating normally.
Musk reinstates suspended journalists after Twitter poll. Several high-profile journalists who were suspended from Twitter on Thursday evening were reinstated early Saturday. Twitter users voted in a poll posted by Musk to reinstate the accounts, which were cut off without warning. The social media platform's new owner has recently used Twitter polls for several high-profile decisions, including the reinstatement of former President Donald Trump's account. Matt Binder is back, the Mashable journalist tweeted early Saturday. Olbermann's account appeared to remain suspended Saturday morning. Musk had said the suspensions would last 7 days, but early Saturday said that the accounts who doxed my location will have their suspension lifted now. He has accused the journalists of sharing private information about his whereabouts, which he described as basically assassination coordinates. NBC News was unable to verify that allegation. You dox, you get suspended. End of story. That's it, Musk said Thursday night in a Twitter Space audio discussion, explaining his latest policy to more than 30,000 listeners. He was referring to Twitter's latest rule change about accounts that track private jets, including one owned by Musk, which was introduced Wednesday. Several of the suspended reporters had been writing about the new policy and Musk's rationale for imposing it, which involved his allegations about a stalking incident he said affected his family Tuesday night in Los Angeles. He tweeted Wednesday that a car one of his children was in was followed and blocked from moving by a driver, who Musk said got on top of the hood of the car with his child in it. The Los Angeles Police Department said Thursday that no police reports had been filed. Other law enforcement departments also cover parts of the Los Angeles metropolitan area. Musk said, any account doxing real-time location info of anyone will be suspended, as it is a physical safety violation. This includes posting links to sites with real-time location info. Posting locations someone traveled to on a slightly delayed basis isn't a safety problem, so is okay, Musk added. The accounts that were suspended, though, did not tweet about the real-time location of the car Musk said his child was in. One of the banned accounts, @ElonJet, previously tweeted flight data showing the location of Musk's private jet. Some of the journalists who were banned had previously tweeted links to the account and other profiles run by creator Jack Sweeney, whose personal Twitter account was also suspended. Flight data includes where a plane lands, but it does not track a plane's occupants outside the plane itself, so it could not be used to trace the real-time location of Musk or his children if they were not on board or near the plane. The account for Mastodon, a platform that has emerged as one of Twitter's major competitors, was suspended Thursday as well, and links to Mastodon and other autonomous, decentralized networks were blocked as unsafe links that could no longer be tweeted. The suspensions Thursday were sharply criticized by free speech experts, and Musk cheerleaders and some conservative influencers joined in condemning the move. Musk had vowed to run Twitter as a free speech absolutist, and since taking control has reinstated accounts associated with the QAnon movement and other far-right groups, but banned others.
Berlin Aquadom Aquarium. Police not seeking suspects over explosion. Berlin police say they are not seeking suspects following the explosion of the Aquadom Aquarium on Friday, warning the public about what they say is a fake tweet suggesting they are. The explosion in the Radisson Blu Hotel spilled 1 million liters of salt water, flooding the hotel and nearby streets. Hundreds of fish died and 2 people were injured by falling glass. Inspectors have now declared the building safe. A police source told local media on Friday there was no evidence the blast in the 15.85 m high aquarium was the result of a targeted attack. A tweet from the real Berlin police account says that they expressly dissociate themselves from the fake post and have asked people not to recirculate it. Berlin's Interior Senator, Iris Sprenger, told the DPA news agency that first signs suggest that the cause was material fatigue. Aquadome was opened in December 2003 and was given the Guinness World Record for being the world's largest cylindrical aquarium. There has reportedly been extensive damage to the lobby at the Radisson Blu Hotel from Friday's explosion, with a spokesman for the local fire department telling German broadcaster Rundfunk Berlin-Brandenburg that it looks like a battlefield. Friedrich Engel, a spokesperson for the Federal Agency for Technical Relief, which assists in emergencies, has said that the building has been classified as safe and handed back to the owners. A spokesman for the owner, Union Investment, has told the media that the building is not in danger of collapsing. The hotel has been closed indefinitely and its guests have been relocated. Other businesses in the building complex are also reported to have suffered damage. While the majority of the 1,500 fish kept in the aquarium were killed in the explosion, some managed to survive and have been taken elsewhere. Hundreds more fish that were kept in the basement for breeding purposes were also at risk from the power cut that followed the incident, but they have also now been moved to safety.